SBS. Welcome back to SBS Live this week with the final installment of our VIMA edition specials. We have now been to the island and back. We have now seen the VIMA event itself in action and on display. We had a fantastic time, and we can't wait to wrap that up and show you some of the footage that we took from that event as well. A lot of great names performing on stage, like Kaitami. We had Geoff Howe, Songwriter of the Year winner at the end, perform as well. First time I had seen him musically, and absolutely just phenomenal performance. Really great track. So today we're going to spend a little bit of time with two of the nominees and one of the actual winners from the event itself. On the show today we've got Song of the Year nominee Geoff Howe will be on the show with our time spent interviewing him on the island. We're also going to have young superstar Phoenix Lazare in her full interview as well. And in addition to that, we are also going to have Song of the Year winners, Spaceport Union. Two of their members, Adam and Aaron, will be representing the band in their full interview here in this episode as well. So lots to come. Can't wait to get to it. We've got music from Geoff Howe, Warriors of the Infinite, and the winner of that thing that we kind of promoted, kind of didn't, kind of put out there. Some paid attention, some didn't. But we'll have the full story and the winning track from the Thrice contest put on by SBS in this episode. Let's get to it. SBS Live this week. SBS Live this week is back for the final time with the VIMA editions. We've got lots of things to get to, and I've got very little time. I'm not even kidding. Take a look at this. So, on our way out, we'll discuss what we've got here, but we've got Phoenix Lazare today, we've got Spaceport Union, and we've also got Geoff Howe. Now, you can see my eyes are red and tired because I have been up all night long editing, but the end result is this. And it could go either way. It looks like it could be a beautiful day, but the bottom line is it is early in the morning already. It is VIMA Day, April 28th, and we are ready to go once again on SBS Live this week. I found this the other day. Look at that. Who is that guy? I wish I could say it was Hunter S. Thompson. It's not. That's me, way back in the day. Just found that picture. Thought I'd share it with you because it doesn't look anything like me anymore. But lots of things change over time. Certainly appearance, and certainly musical taste. I know for myself, I used to define what I listened to as sounding like what came out of a broken answering machine. That's kind of the sounds I gravitated towards. I find right now, based on all the fantastic talent that we're finding, bands like The Pit have got me rocking to really extremely hard stuff. And then I've also got bands like, like artists today, like Geoff Howe, that have, really put the folk aspect and acoustic singer-songwriter kind of music back in the forefront for me as well. So if you're here at SBS right now during our time off, to hear our music in the background is a little bit perplexing, and I'm sure our neighbors have, probably got something to say about it. Because we go from extreme metal to extreme folk in like a heartbeat. I'm loving it. So thank you very much to pretty much all these bands that are having this kind of an influence on me. It has nothing to do with the beard length, but you know, musically that change is occurring, so thank you. So let's show you Geoff Howe. I'm very excited to show you an interview from a very well-spoken young guy who puts a lot of you know, real thought into the writing of his tracks. And again, no doubt in my mind there was a reason for him being nominated this year as Song of the Year. I actually had the privilege of talking to Gordie Howe, not the hockey player, or at least not as far as I know. I actually didn't talk to him about that. We spent some time together at the awards show. Gordie Howe is Geoff's father, and what a tremendous personality and what a great conversation. Perfect person to meet. You know, Gordie Howe, thank you for your time. We got to spend a lot of time talking about the Green Lantern, actually, because I was rocking my Green Lantern shirt, and just so happens that Gordie and I share basically the same passion for a really kick-ass comic book character, so we pretty much chatted it up for about 15-20 minutes just talking about the Green Lantern. That's some real fanboy nerd stuff for you from my side. Anyway, back to the music. We've got Geoff Howe on the show. Very excited to show you both an interview, and then we'll have a performance from Geoff after that. So here he is on SBS Live this week.
You're gonna do good things. Do your job. So Geoff, you've got lots of good things going on right now. I mean, we've got Vancouver Island Music Awards coming up. That's exciting, right?
Yeah.
We gotta be pumped about this.
Definitely. It's the first time I've submitted anything to the Vancouver Island Music Awards.
Okay.
And it was really kind of a last minute, just kind of squeaking it in there. I just kind of managed to get this album cobbled together just in time to be like, oh, hey, this is a good way to get it out there.
Yeah.
That's
a pretty huge result for a quote-unquote last minute kind of getting in there, though. I mean, am I right here, Song of the Year? You're in for?
Yeah.
That's a pretty incredible category to be a part of if you're feeling like you're scrambling at the last minute. Nice work, you know?
Yeah, it really feels good to be nominated and recognized for that, because the song that is nominated, Daytime Carolina, I'm really, really proud of that tune, and glad to see it recognized. So, but I mean, it's just, I'm just glad to have it out there and to have people responding to it. So it's pretty groovy.
Nice confirmation on that kind of. Well, I mean, again, songwriting is a very personal thing, and to have it recognized in that kind of aspect is huge, right?
Yeah.
But tell me about this. Sorry again, Carolina. Daytime Carolina.
Daytime Carolina.
Tell me about Daytime Carolina a little bit. Now, I'm imagining in my head, as I'm preparing this interview, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to Vancouver Island, and Carolina is a heck of a long way away from Vancouver Island. So, is there any... People have written about Carolina lots. Is it just a feeling? That's what I want to know.
I don't know what it is, because I don't think I consciously decided I'm going to write a Carolina song.
Right.
But it was only after I'd written it that I kind of went back and said, well, wait a second, this is like a common thread in folk music, kind of the rootsier singer-songwriter side of things. And so, in a way, it's kind of like I see it less of, I'm just kind of doing another one of these songs, but kind of taking part in some sort of singer-songwriter ritual that everyone has to write a Carolina song.
And that's where I'm going with this, because at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like anybody's really been there, but we all seem to feel and love Carolina somehow. I don't know how that is, but it seems to work every time, right?
But in this particular case, it's a girl's name.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, but totally different kind of context.
But it could be, it could be Carolina in the daytime. It's kind of, it's open-ended enough that it's kind of,
Well, tell me about this lady.
Well, it's kind of, it's basically about this girl who's kind of embroiled in sort of a party lifestyle and kind of beating herself up about it. And, she's, almost kind of looking for a way out of that, but also at the same time really likes the thrill of kind of going out there and just, letting her hair down, letting loose, but not really thinking about the consequences that has on her relationships, you know, friends and partners and whatnot. So it's kind of that, it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario where it's kind of, she needs that release, but at the same time, it's like she doesn't feel very good about it. And that's kind of something a lot of people I think can relate to in terms of just, you know, keeping things, their lives balanced and not being too strict about rules on themselves, but also, you know, knowing when it's okay to kind of cut loose and have a good time.
Sure. Yeah. So, everything in moderation, right?
Exactly.
There we go. Except for winning. Because we're going to win some awards at this Vancouver Island Music Award thing, right? I mean, it's at least one.
Yeah, I'm only up for one, so that's still pretty moderate.
I'm looking for 100% here. I'm not asking for much. Tell me about composition, because obviously, you know, I can look at a song like that, and I can certainly appreciate the work that's gone into that, from everything from, you know, arrangement, you've got capo going on, chord structure, and lyrics to go with it. Are you able to approach an album with that same kind of consistency that you're approaching a song with? Because I'm getting that you're really taking care of this piece by piece. You know what I mean? That seems like it really went together well.
Well, it kind of, the album that, you know, I submitted, Hard Folk, really kind of started with the theme hard folk. It was just a phrase that kind of came to me, and I thought, like, well, what is hard folk? And just so I started developing kind of this really personal, kind of mostly acoustic-based kind of folk song for the album, and a lot of it is actually played on 12-string, an acoustic 12-string that I have. And that kind of, when I had the concept for hard folk, this kind of almost subgenre, if you will. And from there, it was kind of like I had a couple of songs in the trunk, and then started recording, and it just, the theme started to develop through there. So it's kind of, I take it kind of piece by piece. Like, I haven't done any concept, out and out concept records, you know, Wizards and Capes and whatnot. But I find that when you're putting an album together, you kind of have a general idea, or I have a general idea of like where you want to go with it, but the magic is seeing kind of how that develops and mutates as you go along. Much like writing a song, it's kind of, you know, writing an album is kind of like a long form song. It's kind of broken up into several movements. And that's why you've got stuff that you potentially have to leave off the record because it doesn't quite fit. Just like sometimes you got to chop an extra verse out when the song's too long. But yeah, you just kind of, it's the magic of seeing it come together and going, well, I didn't know that I was going to go there. It's the same thing with writing a song. You start off and you've got one idea in your mind, but halfway through, kind of your subconscious takes over, and you go, how did I come up with that line? What does that even mean? And you're like, well, I kind of know what it means, but, you know.
Okay. So now, it does. You're making sense to me, Geoff. Now suppose you pull this home. Suppose you take this song of the year. What kind of opportunities does that present to you later down the road? Like, does that open up doors for you? It's got to open up something. Can of whoop ass? Something, Geoff. I mean, what was it opening up here?
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, there you go. I love it. I use that all the time.
Yeah, like, I hope it would be great to be recognized for that. I mean, I'm glad to just be recognized for being nominated. So it's like, you know, actually winning the award would be the icing on the cake. But it's just great to be in the company of so many other good songs as well. So, but from here, I really hope, like, I'm taking this as a sign to sort of kind of step out from, you know, maybe some of the other projects that I've been doing where I'm in a supporting role and be like, this is my chance to go out there and, you know, get my own songs out there. It's been really nice to have that wind in my sails in the last couple of months to be like, hey, I can step out and do this.
But what about the future? Do we have shows where we are going to see you coming up here? Where can we find you?
Well, I've been rehearsing with a band recently to play these tunes, and things are coming along really well. I've got a guy by the name of Ray Moore playing pedal steel, and I love the sound of the pedal steel. He just makes it just weep. It's just the most sad and yet uplifting sound you'll ever hear. So I'm really glad to be putting that together with those guys. And
say things because they're not, but that must have been where I was getting confused. Something coming up and something close by soon. So that's exciting though, right?
Yeah, and I hope to really continue that throughout the spring and the summer, and we were talking about doing some gigs on some of the islands and whatnot, and maybe trying to hit up some of the festivals and whatnot.
There you go. Geoff, all I can say, bud, is I wish you the best of luck. I really do. Thank you very much for the performance today.
Thank you so much.
The Song of the Year, we hope you win it. I haven't met too many of the other nominees. If I have, I'm going to tell you right now, they're not even within earshot right now, so whatever, man. Go out and win this thing, and have a really good time. And whatever it is that happens that day, regardless, keep on doing what you're doing, because there's some definite talent in the songwriting there, and I want to see that keep going.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Awesome, brother. Well, not the last we've heard from you, Geoff Howe. Thank you very much.
I love moments like that on camera. I just love them. I love being there for that moment in time where somebody just pulls out a guitar and really just gives it their all. You know, there's so much heart and soul in an acoustic performance, so much empty space that one performer really gets to own on their own and make it that moment. And if you're lucky and if you're standing close by, you get to be a part of. Other than that, get to view it through YouTube, and we're happy to display it to you. But I'm telling you firsthand, we all know it's nothing like being there for the first time. So thank you very much, Geoff, for the performance and your time. Let's move on to Phoenix Lazare. Now, she was nominated as Best Youth Artist of the Year. And why? Because she's awesome. That's why. I mean, I have to tell you that? You should know about Phoenix already. Come on. She's from Salt Spring Island. We've talked about this. Small community. Okay, good. You remember and you've caught up. Awesome. I want to show you Phoenix Lazare and every reason why she should have been nominated for Youth Artist of the Year, as well as just a great person to talk to and a great person to get to know. So here's Phoenix on SBS Live this week. Phoenix Lazare? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, pronounce this right. Cool. My name's Jeremy. I am the host of the show called SBS Live This Week, and these wonderful people that you see around me with cameras have been putting up with me all day. I've been talking non-stop to fantastic people like yourself, all involved with the Vancouver Island Music Awards of 2013. So, you're part of that.
I am.
And that's cool, right?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
You're part of the youth category.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I didn't even know that we had one in the Island Music Awards, to be completely honest. Yeah.
Forget about us young folks.
I'm not. But see, I'm going to take that one step further. I'm glad you brought me there. Because
Okay.
I think of it so much that it's just music. You know what I mean? I meet a person. It's just a person. I listen to a song. It's just a song. Is there a need for a defined category to keep youth where it is, separate from adults, per se? Or is there maybe just another benefit of being able to have those two categories?
I'm sure there are benefits. I don't know. It's funny that you say that, because when I think about it, a song is just a song and a person is just a person.
Yeah.
But I guess when you're young, somehow it's more impressive. I don't know.
That's very true.
I don't know. Maybe that shouldn't be more impressive because everybody is talented.
Well, I get what you're saying though, because I mean, in theory, if they're younger, right, you've come to these points more quickly, and you can't dispute that. At the end of the day, you have.
You're more mature.
Yeah.
You think
So,
about it.
I mean, for yourself though, the one thing that I do know, especially about confidence, is that generally that's built up over time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like were you born confident? I mean, how can you do what you do at such an early age?
Well, confidence is key, but being humble is also key.
Right.
So, when I think of being confident, confident, like I want to portray myself as a confident person and a confident musician because I love what I do, but I don't want to forge ahead and just sweep everybody out of the way.
Right.
So you have to be confident, but you can.
The delicate balance between
Yeah.
that confidence and being
There definitely
overconfidence,
is.
right?
Yeah,
So when you say that being humble is important,
it's very important.
and I love that, yes, thank you. It is important, and believe me when I say that, I'm speaking for all of these fantastic people here that have worked with musicians over time. We have all seen that go away with certain people and artists and bands over time as well. Some people have it to start, some people that never have it at all. So to have it is a great thing. Don't ever lose it. Please don't ever lose it. But just so that you don't, because I can try, Phoenix. James can try, Sam can try. We can all try and keep you on the right path. But the best person to keep you on the right path over time is actually going to be you.
Yeah.
So take yourself a couple of seconds here, advise an older Phoenix, let her know, like, hey, maybe you're not so humble right now. I don't know what happened to you, but maybe it's going away. I don't know. How are you going to keep that over time?
Well, I've always been taught to keep my ego in check,
Okay.
and I think it helps a lot to be exposed to other people,
Yeah.
especially other musicians. That's why I'm really excited for the gala for the Vancouver Island Music Awards,
Absolutely.
because I just love meeting musicians, local musicians, nonetheless, because you realize just how many talented people there are, and you can't just go along thinking I'm so great, you know?
Right.
And then you're exposed to all these people, and you realize, wow, there's so much more.
So if you weren't humble before, you kind of forced it. At that point, it's like you don't have a choice, because there's a lot of talent here.
Well, I plan on living a life that is exposed to a lot of talented people, so I think if I am around these people all the time, I will realize that
You can absorb it from them, right?
yeah.
That's what influences are, whether they're musically or personally. We're all taking those best pieces that we like and kind of incorporating them into ourselves and making them our own over time, right?
Yes. Very true.
I want to talk about, I guess, family and support and whatnot, because I have this notion, I have this idea that you probably have a really good support network around you, that you have enthusiastic people. Are they out there promoting your work? Like, how does it work? Do you have people that are kind of pushing you out there into the world?
Yeah, definitely just family and friends. And I live on Salt Spring Island, which is it's not that tiny, but like 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And so I know everybody. It's the kind of island where you can just go to the grocery store and you know like half the people that are shopping.
Yeah.
So being in such a small community, it's really nice because everybody is supportive of you and everybody knows you. So.
And it's funny because, like, it might even feel like one day you start as like maybe unknown, right? And then it's like the next thing you know, everybody's got your CD. It's like everybody's spinning it. You don't know how they got it or where or why, right? But then all of a sudden it's just there, and then people are Phoenix Lazare CD. I don't even know how this happens, but it's very cool. There is a large support network for talent, and there should be. Here we are once again. The album. Tell me about a song on here. I don't know which one. Choose one. I don't know.
You choose one.
Okay. Tell me about. Sum it up for me. Tell me about One Final Goodbye.
Oh, okay.
You're like, you had to choose that one, right?
You had to choose that one.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was in Toronto.
Okay.
And I was on a bus, and there was this boy, and I don't know, he was nice, and so we met on a bus and formed a relationship based on that.
Yeah.
And so I wrote it about the journey of kind of just being in the middle of a city where I don't live.
Yeah.
Being on a bus. What?
Right. Yeah.
And just meeting an amazing person, and it kind of opened my eyes to realize that there are so many amazing people around us. Like, you can just go on a bus and meet someone fantastic. But yeah, that's about our relationship.
James, somebody, I don't know who's filming, there's cameras all over the place. I'm going to grab a couple of them here. But somebody get me a neon sign, because Phoenix Lazare here has been raised fantastically. She's got all the right values, and I'm ecstatic to see what you're capable of in the future. I really am. So I think that our industry, as you'll come to know throughout the years, can be defined in terms of it is very plastic in a lot of ways, and very hollow in a lot of ways, and a lot of people will tell you it's soulless, or that these people don't exist. I am here to tell you that you are right, okay? I am here to tell you that it's, 17? At 17 years old, you've got already more correct grip on what this industry is really like and what people are like in it than other people I've met who have had years of experience in this industry. Don't ever lose that, okay? This is not bullshit. I speak to you like a regular adult. There's no youth group here in this interview. The important thing to remember is just that you have that ability to really connect, obviously, to people and communicate. So continue to use that through your music, through your lyrics, through Final Goodbyes, and your support network. Vancouver Island Music Awards coming up on the 28th. Youth artist, real good chance at winning this category, obviously, right? You've got to think you've got a legitimate chance, as humble as you are. Come on. Just give me one moment. Just be like, yeah, I can do it. Come on. Something? Anything?
I can do it. There are so many talented people. Quinn Michon, Michael Wood, everybody else. Those are the two people that I know personally.
She knows names. She's aware of the competition. She knows what she's up against, and she's not afraid. Phoenix Lazare, it has been nothing but a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck. I know you'll do well, and I know we'll hear from you in the future. And if for any reason that we don't, I take all that kind of punishment stuff out on James. So don't worry, none of it comes back to you. And again, thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Nominated for Song of the Year and representing the male side of the musical performances on this set of Adventures to the Island, here's Geoff Howe on SBS Live this week. have got Spaceport Union. Spaceport Union. I love the name of the band. The two people we met, Adam and Aaron, were the first two people we actually met on the island. For some reason, we're ending the show with them. Don't know why. It's just how we do our thing. Spaceport Union, thank you very much for your patience in us getting this episode out. I recently found out at the awards event, after talking to Caroline, that she was actually present and there for the interview while I was talking to Adam and Aaron off to the side. Unfortunately, there was zero parking, and I can attest to that. It's in the downtown area of Vancouver Island and in Victoria there, so there is very little parking, and I understand that. So the poor lady, fantastic soul, I'm so glad I got to meet her. She's out, apparently there's possible footage even, if we look closely, of her driving around in her van, trying to find a space to park while we're talking to Adam and Aaron. So, Caroline, we're very sorry we didn't get that opportunity to talk to you, but as you know already through talking to me post-show and at the show itself, I'm very happy to talk to you in the future, and I was certainly happy to meet you at the event. So, Spaceport Union, congratulations again. Your song, Fueled by Consequences, won for Song of the Year, and there's every reason why. You guys know it. There's a lot of different styles in your music, and you blend a lot of new things together. So, beyond all that, I can see, and I certainly saw it on stage when you accepted your award, this is a band that is just absolutely happy to be together and making music. So you know I've got nothing but respect for that, buddy. That's right where I'm at. That's where I live. SBS live this week with Spaceport Union.
We got Spaceport Union. Thank you very much for being here with us. We are doing a show called SBS Live this week, where we are going to focus on the Vancouver Island Music Award nominees and that particular fire truck. Tell me right off the bat, guys, what are you thinking about this fire truck wrecking our beautiful moment together?
It's not red enough.
It's certainly
It's
not.
more yellowish white. But they do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, you know, I grew up with a red and white fire truck. That is looking a little bit bizarre to me, I'm not gonna lie.
I thought they were supposed to be louder than that too.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, it seems like it's a little bit maybe tweaked for island style.
Probably,
And Spaceport
yeah.
Union probably is as well. You guys incorporate a lot of different sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of...
Probably nothing as extreme as a fire truck, maybe by any
Yeah.
means, but
It could be thrown in there just as a little twist. You never know.
well, how does that work for you guys? Like, what is this blending of sound? I've seen everything in your influences from things like Kate Bush to Led Zeppelin, and that's a pretty expansive kind of idea.
Yeah.
So how do you decide which direction you're going in?
Well, we just create stuff just sort of taking in things that we like, and it sort of turns into this sort of melting pot hybrid of different musics almost, basically. Or it's very, let's say, progressive music, basically.
Yeah. A lot of the time too, it's not really one singular idea that comes and that creates a song. It's usually one idea and that from like say a certain jam, and then like maybe 2 weeks later there's another idea that's maybe in the same key, and it could blend itself together and then kind of just meshes together at certain points depending on the feel of each different group. So
Right.
yeah.
So tell me about that, because if you're going through these kind of moments where you have great moments, I've been there.
Yeah.
I love those moments. But one of the things that we all kind of know about those moments is that they pass by really quickly. And so how do you remember them? How do you retain this knowledge? Do you guys record this stuff? Revisit it? Or like, how do you go back?
We record every jam, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't start without recording.
Yeah.
Really?
We know that if we let that moment slip away, we may never get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we gotta basically make sure it's all on some sort of device for posterity.
Yeah, even if you have a jam that say you didn't record and you still have an idea of what it sounds like in your head, it might not even be close of a replication. It might not be a close replica of what like it could have been like in that off the first recording and what the feelings are like at that certain point in time. So yeah.
Now you guys coming up here at Vancouver Island Music Awards are nominated for Song of the Year, correct?
Yep.
Yeah?
Right.
Tell me about this. Fueled by...
Consequence.
There we go, alright.
That's the
Fueled by
song.
Consequence.
Yeah.
This has got to be exciting times for you guys.
Very exciting times.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very honored that we create something that people seem to very strongly appreciate.
How did that feel though in general when you're seeing something like that come back, when somebody has singled out one of your tracks as opposed to maybe some others? How does that, like, is it still an honor? It has to be, right?
Yeah, of course.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Any song
but
that's
can you
there.
recognize it too? Can you hear what they're hearing? Like, this is a song of the year, it makes sense. Even any of the Spaceport songs is qualified.
Hard to say. Like, I think kind of everything means something different to everybody. So it's like when the originally basically all have sort of one idea of what it means, and then other people will sort of take it in a different way. And, sort of a very magical part of songwriting.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Would you say there's a heavy magical element to Spaceport overall?
I would say so.
Yeah.
It changes.
It's a pretty experimental unit for what it does, right?
Yeah.
You guys define yourself in any kind of static terms? Is there like a boundary set where you can't go out of, or is anything fair game for Spaceport?
Well, for me personally, I'm the newest member, so I'm just getting filled into the loops. But from what I've seen so far, it's like Adam, Caroline, and Taylor have been really open to all new things that I've like brought to the table, and not just me, but all the other guys. Just like they seem to be slowly progressing to different styles all the time, and it just seems really natural, the flow of music and how it's being put together, and just like the whole creative process in general.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, help us a little bit with the people that aren't here. You said we've got Caroline and
Taylor.
Caroline and Taylor as well?
Yeah.
So define their roles in the band from your perspectives.
Yeah.
What are they bringing to Spaceport Union?
Yeah. Well, Taylor, along with Karen Taylor as our drummer, that's sort of pronounce his name there, but got a very solid rhythm section between the two, and it's evolved since Aaron joined the band, basically. Got something really tight. And Caroline, sort of the other, is one of the main thirds of the, main quarters of the creative bulk of it. Okay. Yeah. As the other lead singer, apart from myself.
She's also been nominated for Vocalist of the Year, which is quite an honor for you guys, right? Like as a band, that's obviously something really. You guys are for a couple of awards this year, so that's. I mean, Spaceport Union, you guys are in good times right now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It's
a slow progression. It's a slow climb.
We're happy.
Yeah, we're happy.
I'm looking at Adam. I'm seeing happy faces.
Yeah.
So tell me about the future for Spaceport Union and what's coming up beyond the awards show. You guys go in, you win, and then what? What happens after that?
A lot of surprises coming up. We're trying to get a lot of new material together, and we're already playing some of that live now. It's not on the album yet. And stuff we created for some more demos and our second album, and hopefully across the Atlantic.
There we go.
All shows over there.
Time to start moving across the water.
Yeah, getting out of the little practice bubble, so to speak.
So we cover land, we cover water, then we cover space. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Something like that.
Yeah, what's in our name?
Yeah.
During the solar system.
There we go. Spaceport Union, I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
All right.
Yeah, both at the same time.
All right.
Alan, Adam, no, I really do wish you guys best of luck. Please pass on to Caroline and Taylor, the same best wishes. Again, you guys are out there on the 28th with a lot of tough competition and a lot of great acts that are based right here locally from Vancouver Island. So, Spaceport Union, do what you do, keep making the music, and we look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Guys.
Thank you.
Once again, I'd just like to thank everybody on behalf of SBS that appeared on the Island Special. Everybody from Annie Becker to Chris Howe to Spaceport Union to, you get the idea. Watch the episodes. There was a lot of them, and thank you very much for being a part of this. You guys were fantastic. It's always a pleasure to go over there. And again, thank you very much to James Casper for arranging this and for creating the Vancouver Island Music Awards, because that was awesome. Great time had by all. I didn't see anything less than a smiling face all night, win or lose. Didn't matter. People were loving their time there, and I think that that reflection, that community feeling, that togetherness, that unity that music really truly brings us was on full display at your event. So James, thank you. You know that we're always in debt to you for the great talent that you're providing us here at the studio, and the great creative minds that you're helping us link up with in the musical universe. So thank you very much. So let's talk about a little event that we had ourselves here at Sleeping Bag Studio. Some of you might remember a little contest we ran for free studio time and video shoots called the Thrice contest. Now, that contest included a full day's worth of recording, a half day's worth of recording, and a video shoot, depending on the prize category that you picked, depending on a number of bullshit hoops to kind of jump through. We admit that. It's our first contest. And in so running a contest for the first time, I have to say, I was truly surprised at the amount of submissions that we got for this contest, given that the odds would have been theoretically easier to win. Would it not? But those kinds of things are always dependent on how many people are out there paying attention and reading between the lines and, making sure that they're updating their social media and all those kinds of fun things. Because we're always out there doing something. And it's a matter of how much do you want to get involved? How much do you want to put into it? And what will you get out? I'm happy to say that the initial response to the Thrice contest was fantastic. It was really, really, really strong. We had emails from several people wanting to register for the contest and getting involved right away, right off the bat. It was a very strong way to lead off and a very positive thing to get so much feedback from artists out there looking to do something creatively and work through SBS. That being said, attention to detail is very, very important, because some people can drop the ball, and you never know when that's going to happen. We dropped the ball in this case. We dropped it big time. SBS got busier and busier as time went on through the Thrice contest, which, as some of you know, lasts for a third of the year. So during the middle point towards the end of Thrice, there was next to no promotion on our end about the Thrice contest. At that point, we knew we had enough people registered that we could probably continue to focus our efforts on other things that were more pressing at the time, while the contest continued to run itself in the background. Alright, so you get my second admission. I was wrong. Attention to detail, like I said, is very, very important. It's important in what we do musically. It's important in what I do and what we do here through SBS in terms of promoting your music, being out there daily, and fighting for the independent scene. So when we didn't promote the Thrice contest, it just ran itself. It did what it was going to do naturally without any interference. And towards the end, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 postings that showed very little information about how many days left there were in the contest. Now let me tell you a story about who won. How many people registered? That's hard to say. The number's probably in between, honestly, somewhere around 50, maybe 60 maximum. It was a great response. Like I said, we had a lot of people very interested in the contest. However, the rules, the guidelines, the actual structure, the idea of sending in a recorded track was proving very challenging for a lot of the bands that were involved. We had a lot of communication about how do we get this done. We want recording time, but we don't have a recording studio yet, so how do we record you a song? Quality issues were always a concern. Do they send it by cell phone? How do they get involved? Alright, fair enough. We made a lot of mistakes during our first contest, and we promised to make it better here for round 2. But again, let's get back to the story. Who won? I'm extremely proud to say that one of the hardest working bands that I know of, one of the most socially attentive bands that I've ever witnessed, a band that is all over their social media sites, a band that regularly connects to their fans through all sorts of mediums, not just music, but visual art, art on display, physical art that Teresa Bishop can create. Corey Bornow, again, is absolutely phenomenal when it comes to arranging all kinds of different instruments in one track, and usually on his own. I'd like to announce Singed as the official winner of the first SBS Thrice contest. Also, the only band to complete the assignment within the time frame. Singed, you are absolutely phenomenally, incredibly attentive. There are certainly bands I can think of that are going to try and give you a run for this in the next event. Bands like Treehouse, bands like West My Friend. These are bands that are out there on their social media boards all day, every day, and taking a good hard look at what's available out there as options for a new and an independent band. So Singed, Corey, Teresa, you guys know I absolutely love the idea of you winning this contest. There is no need to announce any kind of judging panel. There is no need to announce pretty much anything else about the Thrice contest other than Singed won. Once again, congratulations to Singed. Rules we can always do later. I don't have time for rules right now. So let's break another. SBS has traditionally had one track in many of their episodes, aside from the all-music episodes, and we're certainly going to respond to your enthusiasm for seeing artists not only necessarily once, but you guys are happy to see them multiple times, and we've heard your feedback on that. So we are giving you a new track today. It's too bad. We're giving you the Thrice contest track. This is a song called Secrets Undone. If you downloaded the track during the contest, you've already heard the instrumental version of what we gave you. It was an unfinished song, and the assignment was to finish the song. It had to have lyrics, and it had to have at least one other instrument on the track. Now, Singed put this together. I think they did an unbelievable job. I wouldn't have been part of the judging, but I certainly would have absolutely loved this track no matter what. We are so happy to show you Secrets Undone by Singed on SBS Live this week. SBS. I just do. And there's no reason I shouldn't. The bass of the track was actually created by Rob at SBS, who's my own musical cohort, and Singed got to experience kind of what a day in the life of myself is like. That day that they downloaded that track is kind of like me getting a song from Rob for the first time and getting to work with that. And when I had heard what he had put out for the contest, I gotta admit, I was a little bit jealous. I really liked that track. But man, am I happy with what came back. Singed, again, congratulations on winning the contest. You've done a much better job with that track than I ever could have myself. So well done, and we look forward to seeing you guys, because we're going to show everybody one big thing about attention to detail here. There were three different prize categories up, and we had one completed submission in the time frame. 4 months! 4 months was enough time. Anyway, Singed, what we're doing for you is we're going to provide you with all 3 of those prizes that we held out in the first contest. The full day, the half day, and the video shoot itself. So we're looking forward to having you at Sleeping Bag Studios at a time of your convenience, of course. And I can tell you firsthand that the crew here at SBS are absolutely looking forward to seeing them and spending some real time with them and their music in our own recording environment where we will promptly lock the doors and attempt to keep them forever. Okay, so let's talk about the show. What's coming up? We're having a lineup shuffle once again. We are going to move the infamous metal panel. It is becoming a little bit like Lindsey Buckingham's character on Saturday Night Live, the guest that never gets to speak. So the metal panel will be coming eventually. There's just been a few difficulties in the program right now as far as getting that edited and cut. But we will get that done, and we will show that to you as soon as possible. Our apologies to both Eterna and Iron Kingdom. We will get that done and out to you as quick as we can. But I suppose tragedy always leads to opportunity, as they say. So instead of the metal panel, we've also got episodes that we had planned on later that are basically all moving forward. We've got some awesome stuff coming through. We've got, first of all, we'll get to the second part of West My Friend. Again, another nominee here in the VIMA event for Roots Album of the Year. Good Lord, are they ever awesome. I got to run into Eden, Alex, and Geoff at the awards event. And, you know, I don't know if it's the beard, because it very well might be. It might be big enough to recognize on its own and perhaps give it a name at this point. But it was like walking around an entire building of seeing a fantastic group of old friends. And if you thought your high school reunion was good, first of all, you were wrong. Second of all, this was way better. Just being in an environment full of like creative minds, all creating something beautiful together, just by being there and celebrating the event and really, you know, just kind of watching independent music have its moment. So what you will see in May, for sure, is you'll see the Danbury Lie. That's Rob Longto, a friend of ours from Danbury, Texas, in the U.S., where he's done a video interview for us, very related to Singed. What a great episode to announce that that's coming out. As you know, we started the video interview project quite a while ago. Singed was the first one we had ever put the opportunity out to, and they came back with something absolutely creative and mind-blowing, which has since inspired quite a few people to get in contact with us, which has now led to us sending these projects out around the globe, to Ireland, to Sweden, to Britain, to Vancouver Island, to the US, you name it. So we're stopping in Danbury to see Rob and have a look at music from his perspective and what he wants to show you on screen. So extremely excited as I always am for these. There's just not enough of these that come through fast enough, no matter how quickly I send them out. I have got an absolutely crazy amount of hip-hop guys just came out of nowhere. I've got Tony Tig, I've got Nova, there are more, believe me, but they've all contacted me in terms of getting this kind of visual representation in an interview, and I don't blame them. I think that that's a great genre to rep themselves on screen. Always entertaining, and I'm very much looking forward to having all of those artists displayed on the show later this year. And I've been beyond excited to get to Acres of Lions, as you know. One of the most important independent bands that has come to our garage studio since we've set this idea up. And I say important in the sense that, did I mention that these guys just quit their jobs about a year ago to officially declare themselves as musicians? This is the time to talk to Acres of Lions, believe me. So I got the privilege and the chance, the opportunity to talk to Geoff and to Tyson from Acres of Lions here at the studio. The acoustic performance by Geoff and piano keyboard accompaniment from Tyson was basically everything I almost always want to see. For myself, the emotional quality in Geoff's voice is something that I scan and look for in almost every artist I ever listen to. As a vocalist myself, I am very interested in that moment where a voice breaks, that unique thing that every artist has that no one can quite duplicate. We can all try, but there's always that one moment that it's like, that is the genuine article right there. Geoff has this quality in abundance. Listening to their recorded work on albums like Working or their new album Homes will give you a glimpse into it, but for the full display of what I'm talking about, I am so happy at the performance that came out of these guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that quality that I'm looking for in that vocal element there from what Geoff is singing is there and present every moment. Just beautiful songwriting and beautiful versions of these songs. We're going to show you two. We're going to show you Bright Lights. That's the first song on their new album, Homes. And we're also going to show you a track that I just think is destined to own the radio for the summer, and that is called Prairie Fire. There is a lot of great music that came out of that album, and I wish I could have kept them here all day. They had a tour to go to, so I'm not going to keep that music from the rest of the world. And I'm certainly not going to keep it from you much longer either. So we will have Acres of Lions on the show very, very soon. And surprise, surprise, we're stoked to be able to show you that. We mentioned the video interview with Rob Longto from the Danbury Lie coming up. I just want to say that program again is going fantastically. We've got video interviews that are in the works right now with bands like Man-Made Lake and This Day Burns from Vancouver Island. We've reached out across the water again, contacted the band We the People and singer-songwriter Andy Ruck. There are so many of these that are in the works and out there and floating around the world right now. Again, can't wait to show them all to you because they're going to be fantastic. All done in a new style and lots of new colors and twists on what we do here at SBS through our video editing. And we are very, very excited to show you what's become truly digital art to us. Other elements that are going strong for SBS are certainly based around the homepage being redesigned in the background. As we get ready for that, we've got things like album reviews from Chords of Truth coming. In addition to that, written interviews are still doing very well. We've got world music representative in K-Boss coming up. And through written interview, a band that I'm pretty excited to show you as well, Nicholas and the Iceni will also be featured on the main site very soon as we get ready and steer towards that final relaunch once again. Okay, fantastic people, you've put up with a lot of talk from me today, and it is time to wrap this up. So we're going to close out with a little bit more music. I want to show you a clip from the upcoming interview with Acres of Lions. And I also want to end it off with a nice, beautiful photo set of all our friends from these VIMA episodes, these special editions of us making our way to the island. So we're going to put those to music from Warriors of the Infinite, again represented through the interviews and specials at SBS by our man Jay Wody. So a big shout out to him. It was his birthday on the actual awards day, as you know if you've watched the interview. So big shout out and happy birthday to our man Jay. And that's about all for us. We will be back with part 2 of West My Friend very shortly. So stay tuned for that and check back often. We'll see you then on SBS Live this week.
So how much will you lay low when the skies are stay low? How you gonna look for the right way to live? And how you gonna gonna figure out the right love to give? How you gonna stay whole, get it falls through the sieve? How you gonna pay it forward when there ain't none to give? How much will you live and how much will you learn? How much will you give and how much will you yearn? How much will you say no, even when they say so? How much will you lay low when the sky stays low? How you gonna look for the right way to live? And how you gonna figure out the right love to give? How you gonna stay whole, get it forward through the sieve? How you gonna pay it forward when there ain't none to give?
The message is broken, so let's just hope our records are dopest. Just listen close, I ain't stressing, but you better be focused. I never met an investor, I just guessed it was hopeless. Kinda hit a new low, I was seconds from homeless. Then I met with Jay Woney, I'm mentioning all this passion that I had when I ran. And my destiny's open, I'm blessed to be floating on this treble and blowing. This shit is on the next level of getting it going. I'm pledging to no one but my crew and my dome, son. You know what, I'm keeping it real till I'm told up with my eyes closed. Shut and I'm lying in cold mud, but I ain't dying, I'm much alive. And I know enough about how to survive in this cold world. Give your soul love, roll up, reach all of your own goals. Cause I'm so stubborn, broke a promise to myself. After World War, no one can keep me from the love my soul wants.
I'm giving my time and I'm focused on that soul shine. Attain the sublime, hold the mind, write the rhyme. And in no time, mankind will no longer be fine. You'll find that you get a better response if you be kind, so please try. If not for me, just for peace of your own mind. But if you don't try, you won't find that amazing mind that still hides way deep down on your inside. You might as well try and step forth into the unknown. You should know a pseudo unenlightened mind with an ego and ergo. You're just stupid and evil. I just want to spread my wings and fly like an eagle. Blasted up a cannon with a cape like an evil. Always make new fresh beats and never sequels. Pass the golden light around to all of the people. Let them live the warriors and not just merely sheeple.
We build but to tear down, and most of our working resource is squandered. Our onward march is marked by devastation. Everywhere there is a whole loss of time, effort, and life. A cheerless few, but true.
How much will you learn and how much will you live? How much will you yearn and how much will you give? How much will you say no even when they say so? How much will you lay low when the skies are stay low? How you gonna look for the right way to live? And how you gonna figure out the right love to give? How you gonna stay whole, get it forced through the sieve? How you gonna pay it forward when there ain't none to give? How much will you live and how much will you learn? How much will you give and how much will you yearn? How much will you say no even when they say so? How much will you lay low when the skies stay low? How you gonna look for the right way to live? And how you gonna figure out the right love